What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Swing Trade Shack back with another video. Today we're talking about MindMed, ticker symbol MMED/MNMD, which is a stock I made a video about a couple weeks ago telling you why this is one of my largest investments and why I was extremely bullish on it. I'm going to be outlining what I discussed in my previous video regarding the uplisting and why I actually exited my position on MindMed. Now, before we start, just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Now let's get into it. Now I entered MindMed months ago. In February on this candlestick right here, I got in at a price of $3.89. And this was way before the recent hype came in about the ticker. I was bullish on it fundamentally then, and I'm still bullish on it now. The stock, though, has now been uplisted to the NASDAQ, and ever since the uplisting, it's been pretty beaten up, which is shown by the price action, has been another case of buy the rumor, sell the news. Now, before we talk about the charts, I just want to state that nothing has changed about MindMed fundamentally, and I still believe they are a great company with a lot of growth potential. They're very diversified in their medical trials, and they don't rely on a single result in order to achieve success. They have over 17 clinical trials currently going for them, and they're working towards solving a big problem that a lot of people are suffering from. Now, although the fundamentals haven't changed, I exited my position based on the technicals. I don't trade purely fundamentals because there's often a disconnect between fundamental factors and a stock's price movement. If you go based on purely fundamentals, every single day is going to present a buying opportunity for you because there's going to be somewhere that someone has some sort of positive news for the stock. And if you did somehow buy the top here, based off of something you read fundamentally, you'd be down 45% on your investment already. Okay. At the end of the day, people buy stocks because they're rising and sell stocks because they're falling. So the reason I sold this stock was because it was falling. Simple as that. I wasn't going to give back all my profits. And there was just so much confidence telling me that this stock was headed to the downside. So let's talk about what I saw in the price action that prompted me to sell on the day of the uplisting. So let me actually just replay this here so we don't see what happened afterwards. And because this is the day that I did exit this trade. So when I was preparing for this week, in my previous video, I'd also outlined that what I wanted to see to stay in this trade was a close above $6.50 over here. This would have confirmed a blue sky breakout, and I would have held this longer because when you do experience a blue sky breakout, no one knows where the resistance is, so people just keep buying. However, once we traded above 650, which was prior where resistance was outlined, we immediately moved back below that resistance and closed way below there for the day, failing to complete this blue sky breakout. So this, along with a bunch of other factors, I'm going to be outlining shortly as to why I exited this trade. So number one, RSI, bearish divergence. What does this mean? A bearish divergence is when prices make higher highs while the RSI makes significantly lower highs, which indicates weakness in the trend. A bearish divergence is the first indicator that as a buyer, you should be managing your risk with a tight stop loss because a reversal may be shortly coming. Especially on a longer time frame, such as the daily chart, this is a very important indicator that you should not ignore. So first, bearish sign, we saw a bearish divergence on the RSI on the daily chart. Next, we saw a big bearish engulfing candlestick here on massive volume. If you watch my videos, you should know that engulfing patterns are one of my favorite candlestick patterns for buy or sell setups. So this candle on high volume was definitely another bearish sign. Basic support and resistance. We had a resistance level formed by the prior all-time high. This was failed and we had a strong move away. That's our third bearish confluence. Fourth, we saw an exhaustive gap. So what is that? It's when price gaps up to attempt to create new highs on huge volume right at the open. So we saw this gap come at the open to $6.80. And then we saw this gap get quickly filled. And exhaustive gaps, once you can identify them, are pretty easy to predict and trade because once that gap gets filled, it's likely that prices will continue to go lower, which is what we did see. These moves are generally characterized by a lot of people taking profits and then the demand for the stock at this price level beginning to dry up. So I saw this prior swing high here, and I moved my stop loss to about $5.35, $5.30. I can't remember exactly, because after seeing all these indications that we would see a move to the downside, I wanted to secure my profits. I got in here and I got out at about here. So I almost got a 40% return in about 3 months. And had I not raised my stop loss on this trade, let me just speed this up. I would actually, well, I don't even need to do that. I would be in profit for about 10 cents versus being up almost 40% the week prior to that. Okay, so getting a 40% gain in about a 3-month play, pretty good in my books. And had I ignored the technicals of this chart, I would have just held and I would have nearly given back all my profits by now. Now, this does not mean I do not believe in this company long term. It just means that I realized prices would likely fall from here and I wanted to capitalize on what I observed. Remember, we buy rising stocks and sell falling stocks. Now, do I plan on re-entering this trade? Absolutely. But I will buy when the price is right. I'm going to continue to watch the price action. As of right now, I still do believe we can see it move further to the downside. When I believe we finally find that support and we're back within a buying zone, I'm going to be making a video in the future outlining my entry and the steps I will want to see to re-enter this play. So that's it for me. As always, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.